Today, we are going to be going over how to use Cricut Design Space and also a product called Affinity Publisher in order to make sure that your buttons, stickers, whatever you want to do, come out really clean and you don't have to put in a lot of effort to make it happen. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get the legal stuff out of the way. These designs are mine and my name is Carrie. It's meant to be used for OWBN use. However, we want to make sure that we start by exporting a PNG image that includes the circles. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we get a second one without any circles in it so that we can have a bleed area. You can see how it looks here. Make sure that you name it something appropriate. I was very frustrated at this point in time, so having it say duck around and find out was completely appropriate for what I was trying. Moving back to Cricut Design Space, we want to get those images in, so we're uploading it from the bottom screen there. First one that you need is the circles so that we can line everything appropriately. And you're going to want to make sure that you just have a flat graphic. Perfect. Now here's the problem that it's telling us that we have an image size that is too large and the max size is 6.76. Now, if I wanted to double check and make sure, I could always go to my settings and I could go over to the canvas size and then load type. And yes, it does indeed say on mat, it's 8.5 by 12 inches. And then the cut size is 8.5 by 11. So what am I supposed to do? The answer is pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're actually going to resize the image itself. So that way it is that 6.76 and make sure it is locked in terms of size. And then it's going to change the height. So we're going to be in there. It's going to warn me that the image is too low and we need to use a better resolution. I've tested perfectly fine. So while we have this here, what we want to do is we want to put those circular cut shapes over the button areas. So we're going to make it this and just speed run through the rest of placement here. Buttons that are 58 millimeters in inches, typically 2.35 using a button machine is pretty good. And that is what I'm using here to just align everything. The only thing that I'm really doing here is checking that error code again and saving it so that way I have it for the next part. I start testing it in the cutting area, I come across a problem. It lays everything out for print and cut, but the cutting area for the print and cut does not match the basic cut circles that I have laid. That's going to be a problem for me later. So what to do is I have to now bring in the shape without any lines so that way I have that. Seems good to me. It's a flat graphic. Yep. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it and make sure it fits the size that it was before. So that's 6.76. Make sure that all of these buttons are welded together. So I got to select them all, go down to the bottom, select combine and weld. Now what happens is if I turn off, they are together. Now what I do is I select the weld result and the duck around and find out option, go down to the select slice. Turn off the gray circles, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to choose the one that makes the most sense. I do not want the one that is just the circles without the graphics. I'm going to keep the result with the graphics. And when I come back here, it has selected the area for me, and even though I can't see it, the slice result is there. On 8.5 by 11, select continue. From here, it's going to prompt me to print out my image in an actual printer with sensor marks so that way the cutting tool can align itself properly. It's going to print out. I'm going to select the paper or the sticker paper, load the material. It's going to align itself. And then once I click go, it's actually going to do the cutting process after it's scanned everything to make sure it's aligned. The end result is having stickers that are actually printed to the size and the quality that you want without you having to sit there and cut everything by hand, which is what the Cricut Design Space and Cricut Joy Extra was originally intended for. I hope this helps in your own projects, and if you have something interesting, leave a comment.